Emily, just let me know when we've started. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome online, wherever you are. You are there or here, wherever that is. My name is Mark, Mark Yerowas. I am one of the one of the volunteers and students at Don Mountain since 2009. I am leading our Sunday meditation. We usually meet at 11 o'clock Central Time, and also on the first Sunday, we have our founding teachers, Ann and Harvey, also speak. This hour is meant for really anyone who has any kind of past experience with or without meditation. It's meant to be an hour where we can all access calmness, mindfulness, presence, and this is a practice that our founding teachers asked their guide, one of our main guiding teachers, Adzim Rinpoche, what is a practice that would be useful for anybody at any point in their life, if they've had no experience, years of experience, something that can be useful right there in the moment and for days and years to come in lifetimes. So I'm sure that everyone has been having a very different life in some way, mentally or physically, recently, and so. But we will stick to our uh, to our routine here. But that means that we will bring our presence to whatever is going on. We're all probably affected physically, mentally. I'm sure our minds have been going over many different things with this recent coronavirus. I know that there's many things that I realize I've been very spaced out. I just saw that the crepe myrtles outside are about to bloom. I didn't even think about spring the last few weeks. But I know that physically too, when I say that, my body's also more stressed than normal. I can feel it in all the different parts of my body. So we'll be sitting for the next almost an hour. So I'll go over, just in case anyone is brand new, the posture and kind of the mental movements that we will be doing, or mental gestures that we'll be doing. Our goal is to give ourselves space for presence and attention, not a very tight attention, and we'll also be practicing self-compassion. Whenever we find ourselves distracted, part of that mindfulness is being kind with ourselves and acknowledging what's going on and coming back to our present. A very bare bones definition of mindfulness is being focused or being mindful of some intentional object, some chosen object, be it the breath or some thought or some physical feeling, and not being judgmental and being accepting of whatever's there, not needing to tinker. And we don't do that. We're not encouraged to do that. We're not really taught to do it, and we're not usually paid to do that either. So but it has some wonderfully beneficial qualities as far as not needing to worry about things, not needing to beat ourselves up. And there's physically just some lovely resting and really for our body and for our mind that comes with it. So we will leave this hour with the hope to cultivate that. So let's get started. So we'll be here for almost the next hour, so we want to be comfortable and in a sustainable kind of position or posture. So if you're sitting, you want to have yourself generally symmetric. That's with your legs and your feet on the floor, not crossed over too much. You want to have your hands somewhere comfortable, maybe in your lap or in the middle or on the side. No, you can't see. You can have your back kind of comfortably straight. If you need it rested on something in the back, that's okay. If you can sit up without support, that might give yourself a little energy to help keep you awake and sharp. You can think of, I know that singers will think about kind of curling the neck back and then almost like you're putting each coin stacked one by one. Sometimes there's an idea of like a plumb line. You're kind of like dangling down. maybe like a rod shooting up. It doesn't have to be totally straight. You want to have a natural curve, something where you don't have to strain too much to have your muscles hold it up. If you can keep your eyes open, it's nice. It means that we're trying to be open to our whole experience, especially if you're tired. It'll help give you some energy. But if you're feeling very overwhelmed, you can keep your eyes closed. So we're going to go back and forth between sitting with our sitting with our breath and watching our breath. If, and we'll go between that and also chanting. That's a little more active, a more generative, a more energetic experience. And we'll go back and forth between those two over the next hour. So I'll ring the bell and I'll give a little bit of guidance, and then we'll go from there. So we'll start to progressively move our attention into our breath, but first just sense into the room around you with whatever senses of the five senses are there. And kind of now maybe just open your attention, your awareness just to the inches of the foot around you. The sounds, the feelings in your body. Before we dive into our breath, I'll leave this space for the next few seconds just to be in touch with whatever motivation brings you here, whatever hopes or goals you have to gain from this hour. And then with that, we'll move to our object of focus. Very nice resting place of attention. We can start to be aware of our breath. We'll start with it just more open-ended. You might feel it anywhere in your body, from your nose all the way down to your belly. Just be curious for the next few breaths, whatever you feel. And see if you notice any difference between any thoughts about the breath and the actual kind of raw feelings, the touch, the temperature, maybe even the sound of your breath. So now we'll kind of hone in, really more or less try to pick an area of your body where you can really settle your breath. Maybe it's, for some people, it might be around their nose or their chest. If you can, we encourage settling in a little deeper down in your belly, an energetic place even below your belly button, if you finger widths down. It's a little subtle down there, it's very still. It's wherever you can settle your your attention, feeling the sensations come and go, with presence, curiosity. When you find yourself distracted, and you will, probably already have a few times. We're here not to get into the content of thoughts, to judge them. It's a normal habit. We're here just to label that that was a process, that was just a thought, that would be thought itself. Just say that was a thought, comes and goes. When it goes, let it go, and go back to your place that you want to focus, that you rest your attention. And that way we'll go between practicing awareness, letting go, acceptance, self-compassion, and kind of building a more deeper, rested attention, kind of absorbed, relaxed attention. So I'll be silent for the next maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And now we'll change our attention. We'll move to chanting the sound Hom, Hom, the sound that usually reverberates from deep in our chest. It has sacred meanings in a traditional sense. We can feel it resonate through our whole body. We'll rest our attention as we make that sound with the intention to make it, feeling of making it, the sound of making it. So we'll say at our own pace for a few minutes, just kind of keep going until I stop. And then we'll go back to our breath. We'll feel our body, our breath, our energy kind of settle back after. Om, Om, So we can let that sound, that energy fade. You probably still feel things moving in your body, different than before. You have total permission to be curious, open, to explore all those feelings, those sensations. We never usually do that throughout the day. We usually just say, oh, that's my breath, or that's a label. And just that experience of label is not, it's really simple. It's usually a depth of feelings of movements below it. So we'll rest our attention again back in our breath. In, top, the out, the bottom, the sounds, the sensations, the temperatures. And we'll practice our awareness, our letting go, our self-compassion whenever we find ourselves distracted. And just say that was a thought or sound or whatever. Let it go. Very nice. And we'll keep going. And we'll transition back to chanting now. The home, the home. Om, Om, Sound is already long gone, but the sensations, the feelings, maybe your mind too, probably still linger. Follow those back, settle back with your breath. Actually, as a side, this is something I forgot to say before. If you have any names for people, animals, beings that need our prayers, our energy, our karma, whatever, you can write it in decide in the chat. We'll read them at the end. So we can do that, and we'll go settle back in our breath for a few more minutes. We'll chant one more time at the end. And one last time, we'll change our attention, we'll rest into sounding home, home, feeling the sensations reverberating out from our chest, hearing the sounds. You might find your mind thinking about it, trying to find the sound or judge it. And again, if you find that, you can let that go and rest into the raw, the feeling of the sounds and the sensations. Om, Om, the sound is long gone. Maybe your mind still holds to it. Maybe your body still reverberates and tingles. Just be open to that. We'll rest in our breath for a few more seconds. before we close, just let go of any kind of effort or intention that you're making. Just be open to whatever you're feeling right now. Take the next few seconds to just check in to see, be curious how you've been affected or impacted or not by the last hour. See if you feel or sense anything different in your body. Maybe even how you feel or how you're experiencing yourself, the way you're experiencing yourself. Has it changed? Is it the same? Not sure if you can hear that bell. It's a very nice sounding bell. So we will now close, mark this hour with some closing prayers. We'll start with the four aspiration prayers, marking love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. We'll say those as traditional prayers on the laminated sheet that we have. And we'll also read a traditional dedicating our merit, the idea of sealing whatever positivity, strength, presence, and sealing it in a way that will benefit ourselves and others for forever to come. And also, then we'll also say the blessing prayer as I'll light a candle here and I'll read all the names that are in the chat. And again, if there's any names, any people, beings that need to be included, that space is also for you to honor them. So we'll close with that. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. I'll, I'll light the candle here. I'll go say the blessing prayer. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. Here, read the names the people and beings that we think of today, all beings everywhere throughout space, but also thinking in particular today of John Ferguson in the Bardo. We say Bardo when someone has passed recently. We say that they're transitioning out of this life to the next, wherever that is. So John Ferguson, Priscilla Mary Silverton Bardo, Barbara L., Lisa K., Tom Anthony, Tanya B., Kaisu Safe Travels, Marina Michael Twins, Noe or No and Tao, whom we welcome with joy, born the day of miracles. Lovely. Willis Brown, prayers for all with coronavirus throughout the world. Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Leah, Gary, Jerry and family, Ed and Emma and Gabby. And we'll sound an awe to mark that. We can kind of sense this awe starts at our heart, radiates, kind of reverberates through our body, taking the positive energy, strength, love, awareness that we have from this hour, reverberate through our body. It'll reverberate through the internet. We'll share it with ourselves digitally across space and time. And that all will then spread to our surroundings, through the city, to the world. We'll just keep spreading. So we'll have an awe. So with that, thank you for chiming in for yourself, for everybody. And I see that Harvey has some announcements. Our wonderful founding teachers are with us online as well. So I'll be quiet and let them talk.
So we have, we're thinking of everyone during this coronavirus period. We have our class on Tuesday on the 4 boundless states. And all of our programs for the foreseeable future are going to be virtual. And in particular, we have a Yeshit Sogel retreat for people who have been, who've done the Yeshit Sogel May 1st to May 6th. And then we have on May 8th to May 15th at Dzogchen Cycles, Toma retreat. And if people are interested, they can apply. If they're already members of the Cycles community, they just need to register. And we would very much encourage people. It's a very, very appropriate retreat for this time for the globe. So we would love to practice with people virtually. We think it will be very, very important for all of us to be able to practice together, both the Yeshit Sogel and the Toma. And so we're wishing everyone well.
And we're glad to be with you. And we look forward to being with you and moving through this time together and supported by each other. However, virtual support is also really support. And through our practices, as Harvey just said, we still welcome applications for the practices. You can even, if you wish, take the Yeshit Sogel retreat that was given in 2018. It's been recorded. And if you take it between now and May 1st, you're welcome to join the practice. Whatever your practice is, may it sustain you during this time.
May all be well.
Be well, and thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Lovely.
Very wonderful.
Thank you,
Bye for
Emily.
now. Thank you, Emily. And Gary behind her somewhere in the universe. Bye-bye.